If you would see this, what would you think?
Bună! Da, este cald și ne topim, asta ar trebui să spun, nu? Și o să spun, bine ați venit la Este cald și ne topim, astăzi filmăm singură. Nimeni nu trebuie să știe. Vreau să vă introduc într-o lume a muzicii. Eu o să mă strâng pe aici și voi ascultați una dintre melodiile mele preferate.
Just a ridiculous kid making a stupid video instead of doing homework, right? I thought so too, until I realized it is not just one video. Finding the empire which this child created, but never shared with the world, feels like discovering an extroverted, awkward-looking mummy of the early 2010s. I can't help but wonder what would have happened if she would have clicked upload. The footage created made me question the reasons why this girl invented a fictional show and how much did she identify herself with the persona I got to know on screen.
Hei, bine ați venit la Este cald și ne topim!
All the videos begin in the same way, but what does this title symbolize? It can have a direct connection to the time of creation, since the majority of episodes are filmed during obvious summertime, which can imply melting. However, nobody will ever know for sure, besides her. Naming this homemade show feels as though she was trying to create an entertaining narrative for her own childhood, to capture a season of spontaneity, a season of freedom, a season of carefree summers. The camera was taken by the parents on holiday for the typical recording of what sandcastles they made or how the kids enjoyed the water. Nevertheless, the camera was also used in the last moments of battery for short, uninspired episodes or detailed, scripted ones. In their hands, the camera was a tool to immortalize ideas and the dream of performing, of looking older, like all kids dream of. Contemplating the videos from different years, it is easy to conclude one thing. Summer was her favorite time. It was production time for the It Is So Hot We're Melting show, and she was eager to act the part, wherever she may have been. Filmed on the first smartphone that she has ever seen, an intricate plot gave birth to what will be the show of the following decade. Her best friend played death, demanding from an innocent girl the head of the king. The dream sequences cut to the despair of the girl who has to choose between dying or becoming death's accomplice. With bright pink Barbie makeup on, she picks the latter in a heartbeat. A character was born.
Trebuie să fac ceva rău.
Bine ați venit la emisiunea noastră la Este cald și ne topim!
Always in the background, the grandparents' house with its backyard became a place for directing, acting, and pure joy. She wouldn't let herself break character. She needed to create, and she needed a crew. Inviting the neighbors' kids over to play meant inviting them to film. She dragged her brother and cousin into the frame too. It didn't matter who was behind the camera. She was directing with her eyes, wanting to be both in front of it and behind it. Inspecting the video archive, I start recognizing some faces and I start remembering their names. The neighbor's girls, the little brother, the cousin. I wonder if they were characters she created, or if they were genuinely playing along. At the grandparents' house, she was needed in the front. The show needed its main character, its performer, who didn't hesitate to be eccentrically entertaining, to scream, to sing, to run, and change costumes. In short, to entertain. Who did she entertain remains a mystery. When summertime was over, her character needed to find new forms to exist until the next vacation, when the show was again resurrected. Over the years, she adapted. A stage entertainer, a church entertainer, a party entertainer, a secret entertainer. She reflected what was expected of her: to entertain and to be a good girl. Those were her new character's roles. A good girl doesn't show skin. A good girl doesn't wear a lot of makeup. A good girl doesn't drink and doesn't dance. She kept in mind her mother's laughter when the family requested to see the old videos of "It Is So Hot We're Melting." "We will play these at your wedding," they used to say. Her face frowned with embarrassment. She couldn't deny her natural passion for the camera, but something was different now. She was back at the decision her character needed to make in the pilot of the show: to be an accomplice or to die. But this time, the character was already dead. It had been traded with a social media lookalike who flirted with the camera and who knew how to play two roles to her advantage. As innocence dissolved, summer came to an end too. It is now only a warm memory, a mystery to all. She is the only one who can peel the layers of her persona and determine what was truly herself and what was the product of her surroundings. That is why she never posted. That is why from the first to the last episode, she is the only one that owns the video archive. The only person she could entertain was herself, her future self. I just happened to stumble upon it. One question remains unsolved. Where is she, and what would happen if it would all come to light?